Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing part 2 of the Newcrest neighborhood build. So these are houses that I'm trying to build that are somewhat similar, but slightly different. So they'll kind of go in that 5-lot strip in Newcrest. So today we're building the Cimarron house. I did mess with the front of this house a lot, so if you see me changing a lot of the roofs and a lot of the windows and walls, it's because I could not figure out what looked good. I think I changed the second floor completely from where I started. So I'm just gonna get the first floor figured out, and I think I got that pretty easily, but then figuring out the front and then the second floor was much more difficult. I do have a new mic today. My fiance actually suggested that I go get a snowball condenser. So I went like 2 hours ago and picked up a snowball microphone from Best Buy. It was only like $70, but then the lady at the cash register was like, oh, and you get a $20 Best Buy gift card. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's awesome. So it was kind of like $50, I guess, with the gift card bonus, which was super nice. I did manage to get 4 bedrooms into this house and a study on the first floor. They were pretty decent size bedrooms, I would say. Not too small, which was really nice. But so here you can see I am changing that whole second story to make sure that the roof doesn't look weird, because I think the first floor roof was merging right with the second story roof and it looked super weird. So I did change kind of this front archway here. It was too wide, but then I decided to go with 1 so it was more symmetrical, and then just kind of pushing back what's going to later be the dining room so that the front door could kind of come out first before the dining room did. So not only did I mess with the roof and the second story a bunch, but I also messed with the windows in the front and the colors, the wall colors and wall coverings. I knew which 4 wall coverings I wanted to use. I knew that I wanted to use brick, the tan siding, the gray siding, and maybe a little bit of white, but I couldn't decide like what would look good on the first floor, the second floor. I kind of, at this point, I thought there was too much brick, so I needed to change that, but I also didn't want too much white, so I changed things around a bunch. Same with the windows, because if I changed the color of the siding, then maybe I thought like a darker window would look better, or a lighter window, less windows, more windows. So it took me a while to figure out what would look best for the second story. So if you guys think that I just kind of figure out my houses right away and know what I'm doing, I don't. I usually change things a bunch and I struggle a lot to get something that finally looks good. It doesn't always come right away. Sometimes it takes me 10-15 minutes to get to something that I actually really like. I decided to go with a brick chimney again, just like the Monarch house that I built in part 1. And then we're just gonna do a little bit of the front landscaping. I didn't do everything. I think I go back later on and get rid of some plants and move some things around. I think I used actually some rocks to do like some sort of little garden planter or planter. So this isn't going to be what it looks like when it is all finished, because I think I go back and I delete a bunch of this for some, I don't know why I did. We're going to go head inside, and I'm doing a hardwood. I wanted something that had several tones of brown in it, so I went with this wood floor. One thing that I did kind of like in this house was the 2 openings to the dining room from the kitchen. It worked really well, I thought, with the island that I put in here, and it was just something different that I actually hadn't done before, so I liked how that turned out. This kitchen layout actually worked pretty well in the end. I think it had a lot of space, and the flow was just really nice. I decided to go with some darker subway tile with this kitchen, with the kind of more slate gray countertops. I thought that looked nice. This kitchen, I would say, is a little bit of a more modern kitchen. When I go to do the table in the little breakfast nook, I'm gonna go with something that is more like glass, modern, and then same thing with the dining room later. Just adding more windows. I really like when breakfast nooks have a lot of windows, because I feel like if you're eating breakfast there in the morning, you would want a lot of light coming in if you're reading newspaper or your phone or whatever. This family room was a huge pain in the butt. I changed the windows a couple times. I put in a door in a different place a couple times. I decided not to use the stone that I put in. I changed that probably 3 times. And then just figuring out where I wanted furniture to go. It did take me a while to find something that I liked. Also, this is super embarrassing, but I did not know that you could use Alt to rotate items until like 2 weeks ago. So I could only put things in like 8 positions. I didn't realize that you could do like a free rotate if you were in the Sims 3 camera. So I feel like that changed a lot of what I was able to do, like with chairs and stuff, and also moving things around while holding Alt makes a huge difference, because you can get more things into different areas that you wouldn't normally be able to put things. And I feel like that has really helped my decorating, which I still need improvement with, but I feel like it does make a difference when you use Alt. It feels more realistic and not so like gridded and structured, which is nice. So I think I did end up going with those 3 windows and then a little door to lead to a back patio later. So if you can see over on that wall, I did end up doing some shelves, and then I just used the darker kitchen cabinets to put under those shelves, which I thought looked okay eventually. I was, I guess, happy with it. So right now I have kind of a running list of houses that I want to try to build. I want to try to do like an apartment build. I want to try like a little pink cottage build. I do have to do 3 more of the Newcrest neighborhood build series. But if you guys have any sort of suggestions, I would love to add that to my list of builds that I need to do. I'd like to try maybe something new, or I don't know, maybe a challenge. So if you guys have any suggestions or ideas, you can of course leave a comment below, or also if you follow me or go to my Sims 4 gallery page, which is Smubba Cakes, you can also request things there. I feel like that's where I get probably a majority of the requests for different houses. So just let me know if there's something that you want to see or an idea that you have. That would just help me get some more ideas of things to build. Back to the build. In this bedroom, I wanted to do a different color that I don't normally do. I tried red. I actually usually don't like red because I worked at Target for a couple years and I had to wear red almost every day. So it's definitely not one of my favorite colors, but I wanted to try something that was different than like a gray or a blue or a green that I would normally do in a bedroom. I did like the double doors leading into this bedroom. I thought it was kind of a nice spot before you just walked into the bulk of the bedroom. And then just adding a little kind of console table, I guess, into this entry area. I did take out that plant later because I thought if that was actually there and you were coming around that corner, everyone would run into that plant. So it just was not practical. So I ended up, I think, just deleting that because it didn't really make sense for the flow of the house. And then I'll move on to the dining room here. I couldn't figure out what to do in front of those 3 tall windows for a while. I thought about doing like a dresser or a little table, but I had done that in the previous Monarch build, so I decided to go with just 2 little chairs, which I don't know if that would be super practical in a dining room, but maybe if some more people wanted to join in, or just, I don't know, for people to put their coats on if they come in. and then just adding some dishes and a mirror to fill up that wall space over there. So this first floor is almost done. I still have to do the bathroom and then the study. For the bathroom, I'm just going to go with a darker tile and then just some basic bathroom sink and shower. This study I did have to make a little bit smaller. I thought it was just way too long. That would be kind of weird, I thought, so I just pulled that in to be flush with the family room, and then just adding a little chair in there to the study. And then I did end up putting a little side table in front of the chair, like if your sim was just sitting there and they were reading, or you know, it's a good place to put just little objects down on in front of that chair. And then I did go with 2 circle rugs in there. I wanted to do a big one, but I kind of liked having a rug under the sitting area and then the computer area. Something new I just discovered like 2 days ago too was that you can actually turn floor tiles by pressing, I think, the comma or the period. So if you have like wood planks going, let's say vertically, you could change them to be going horizontally. So like if you have a long hallway or something and the wood floor looks weird, you can always rotate it. And I didn't know you could do that until like 2 days ago, but it's kind of a nice little feature in The Sims 4. This bedroom, I decided to go with like a lighter pink. I don't know if it would be considered a guest room or not, maybe like an older girl's bedroom. And then going with a yellow palette for the baby room. I got a giraffe in there because I thought it just looked really good with the yellow, and then using 2 rugs, again, one under the crib and then one under that dresser there. And then I'm going to head into the little boy's room, just adding kind of those basic, you know, bed, dresser, side table, all that good stuff. And then out in this kind of hallway area, I'm going to do some bookshelves and then a little easel to kind of fill up that space. I thought it ended up being a nice loft area, like if your sim needs to put, you know, a chess table up there, or whatever kind of skills they're working on, you have some extra space to put that in there. I did have to cut the video here, so if it jumped really quickly, I had to stop recording for a second and then go back. So this is the last room of the house, just adding some basic bathroom things. I did decide to go with a blue towel and blue floor, kind of keep a neutral theme in there. And then I'm going to go to the outside and finish up kind of all of the wall covering. So usually I'll start with the front of the house, I'll decorate the inside, and then I'll move to the outside of the house to make sure that everything looks good and there's nothing weird poking out. And then I'll go do like the back patio and just add a couple trees to the back so it's not so plain. I did end up adding a little path that will lead to a little bench. I didn't want to add a lot to the backyard just because I wanted to keep this house in a practical price range. I think it ended up being around $75,000, which isn't too bad. Like if you have a larger family, that price range isn't ridiculous for the size of the house, and it is good for growing a family. It does have some extra space, and then you of course can add a pool or monkey bars to the backyard if you want to. So here I'm just fixing the landscaping in the front. I decided to do some rocks and then add a couple flowers into this little garden bed area. I could not get some of those plants to fit in there how I wanted to, so I ended up having to change a couple of them. And then I think I'm just gonna add a couple more roses in there, and then we are pretty much done. So here you can see the layout of the house, the top floor and the bottom floor. And as always, if you want to download this house, it is available in the Sims 4 gallery under the name Smubba Cakes. If you're unsure how to spell that, it'll be in the end of the video or also in the description. If you have any comments or suggestions, just leave them below, and thank you so much for watching.